Should you ever ask for a guy's number, or should you leave it on him to make the first move? If you do decide to ask for a guy's number, what are 3 tried and tested, relatively smooth ways of doing this? And finally, even after all that, if he still doesn't get in touch, how should you feel about it? I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and I specialise in teaching women how to meet men in real life. There's nothing more frustrating than spending your whole evening talking to a guy and he's just not asking for your number. So if he doesn't make his move, how do you make yours? Whether you're a man or a woman, when you ask for someone's phone number or suggest swapping contact details, you kind of don't want to make a huge deal out of it. You want to avoid saying things like, so maybe we can swap numbers, and if you're free, we could hang out sometime. It's just going to feel really awkward. Instead, remember, if you've had a nice conversation and a good interaction, swapping phone numbers is literally the logical next step. So to offer your number to him under these circumstances, I'd use a hint of my fake leave technique, and the link is below this video, where you essentially say to him, you know, it's been really great talking to you, but I'm so conscious I'm being a terrible friend, I better get back to them. Then you can turn away, and then just like it's occurred to you on the spur of the moment, you can say, oh, hey, let me give you my number before I go. It will seem spontaneous and not too much effort, and you know what, even if you feel like very awkward in this moment, you're out of there. So it's a really nice, elegant way to offer him your phone number. My second technique is even more casual than this, and it's swapping social media contacts. In fact, sometimes swapping socials can just feel more casual and more like a normal thing for you to do. If you don't know how to get to this point, when you're talking about something, get your phone out and say, oh, I'll just show you this exact video I was watching about it, or let me show you the photo of it. You then open up your social media and you go, oh, what's your handle? I'll send you the link. At this stage, you don't need to follow him, and he doesn't necessarily need to follow you, but it keeps that line of communication open, so if he's interested, he can slide you a DM the next day. Now, what happens if you've seen a man you're really attracted to, you've been swapping eye contact with him, but you haven't actually spoken to one another? If this is you, well done for heroically throwing some eye contact out there. You could, under these circumstances, go seriously old school and actually physically write your phone number down for him. On the bright side, this is pretty unique, and I bet at this point in the video, there are some men out there being like, oh, come on, that would be great if women were just like handing me their numbers. That would be the best thing ever. On the downside, if you do just pro off your number without actually speaking to him, he hasn't really had to make that much effort to receive that number. You don't really know anything about his life circumstances, and he simply is not as invested in the interaction as if you'd met and had a somewhat decent conversation. However, if you're short on time and just starting to experiment with being more proactive in your dating life, if it gives you a thrill, if it makes you smile, and why not roll the dice and write your number down. Now, even more annoying than having a great conversation with a guy and him not asking your number is you go through all of this, you even proactively offer him your number, and he just doesn't get in touch. Whether you're a man or a woman, we all experience what I guess the pickup artists would call a flake rate, which means not all phone number exchanges are going to lead to dates or even first messages. And this is actually okay. Remember, if someone doesn't follow up with you, it's not a reflection of your attractiveness or self-worth. Often it's much more to do with something else they've got going on in the rest of their lives, which means they're unable to move forwards with this as a romantic interaction. That could be that they are already seeing someone, they know they're not in the mood to date or to commit, and they think you're a nice person, so they just don't want to even get started with that. They get overwhelmed or distracted by other areas of their lives. Like, there is a long list why he hasn't got into contact, and fundamentally, even if you felt a great connection in that moment, you really, 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 really want to be with a guy who is making equal efforts, if not more, to get to know you too. So if you're a woman who has made the bold decision to be more proactive in your dating life, I'd really recommend subscribing to my channel. I have so many neat tools and tips and tricks that you can use to meet far more men and choose better partners and relationships for you. If it's time to get proactive on your dating life, I am here for it and I'd love to see you there.